Canadians are booing the American anthem right now. All right, so let's go ahead and start things off talking about New Jersey and Buffalo. So it's Allen versus Luukkonen. The shots are one apiece at 3 minutes. The Devils press at 4 minutes. Cotter misses one wide from the slot. Myers denied on a turnover. Dahlin has a screenshot that saved. And then at 8 minutes and 11 seconds, Buffalo opens the scoring. Thompson buries a rebound on the rush. Power and Byram with the assists. Power's been picking it up offensively lately. The Devils press to respond. We get a power play for the Devils. That's killed off. Kulik fires one high from the slot. The shots are 9-8 for the Sabres with 4.5 minutes left. And at 15:50, on a nice drop pass, Peterka buries one. Thompson and Gilbert with the assists. 2:12 left. The Devils go to the power play. That leads to a shorthanded near miss for Alex Tuch. And then at 19:31 on a fast break, Ryan McLeod buries one 5-hole. So McLeod scores from Tuch. That makes it 3-0. And then the Sabres finish the kill. So it's 3-0 Buffalo after one. Second period, early press by the Sabres. The Devils press at 2 minutes. Shots are 2 apiece at 4.5 minutes. The Devils score. Goals waved off, but the review says goal. It barely crosses the line. Cotter scores from Hamilton and Dowling at 4:38, making the score 3-1. They did show that it did cross the line. There is white between the puck and that goal line. Then we have a post for Jack Hughes on a rush. His next chance was held by Luukkonen. The Devils press at 9 minutes. We get a power play for Buffalo. That's killed off. Tuch's then denied on a turnover. The Devils get a power play. That becomes 4-on-4. Everything's killed off there. At 17:25, Zucker tips one into the open net. Thompson and Dahlin with the assists. That makes it 4-1 for Buffalo. Myers then denied and close as New Jersey is looking to answer, but it's 4-1 for the Sabres after 2. However, 18 seconds into the third, New Jersey tightens it up a bit. Cotter goes far corner from the left circle. PHI with the assist, so that makes it 4-2. Hamilton's denied on a net drive. Nason gets a 5-minute penalty for a head hit on Thompson. They reviewed it, and 5 minutes, so he's out. But New Jersey scores shorthanded. It's Jack Hughes from Bratt at 5:32. The Devils then finish the kill. That power play was terrible for Buffalo, considering they watched Thompson take that hit, and it was a dirty hit. That was a terrible power play. Then we get a power play for the Devils. That's killed off with 4:35 left. That becomes a power play for the Devils again. And then we get 44 seconds of 4-on-4. Everything gets killed off, but now you're down to the closing minutes of the game, and the goalie pull happens with a minute left. Buffalo holds on. They win this one 4-3. They go to 21-26-5 with the win. New Jersey 29-19-6 with the loss. Shots on net, 12-8 Buffalo in the first, 15-9 Buffalo in the second. Both teams had 7 shots in the third. Final shots 34-24 for Buffalo. Power plays, New Jersey 0-for-5. Buffalo 0-for-4. The hits 35-26 for New Jersey. Allen saves 23 out of 27. Nico Dawes saved all 7 in relief. He came in early to start the third. Luukkonen, 21 saves on 24 shots in the victory for Buffalo. Yep, they're winning. All right, next up, Philadelphia and Colorado. So Philadelphia's had some offensive struggles recently. It's we're getting to that video-worthy level. Ayrson versus Blackwood. There's an early chance by Cates. That's held. Shots are 2-0 Philly at 3 minutes. The fans call one. The referee does not. Colorado presses at 6 minutes. Shots are 7-0 for Philadelphia at 9.5 minutes. The Avs press with 8 minutes left. There's more pressure by the Avs with 5 minutes left. Taves has a one-time that's kicked aside. And then you could very clearly hear through the microphone at ice level, "Let go of my ink stick." And I think it was Travis Konechny that was yelling that. And it worked. So there you go. Forster has a net drive. That's blocked. And there wasn't a penalty on the play either. But yeah, so it's 0-0 after one. Second period. Drysdale's tonight on a face-off win. The shots are 3-0 for the Flyers at 3.5 minutes. The Avs press at 4 minutes. Drury has a net drive. That's blocked. There's more pressure by Colorado at 6.5 minutes. Natchez is robbed. The Flyers get pinned down. And then on a rush at 8:33, a 3-on-2, Gerard Roofs won there. That's from Mittelstadt and Drouin, making it 1-0 for Colorado. Avs press for another. Shots are 8-5 in favor of Colorado at the half. And then we get a power play for the Avs later in the period, and they score on it at 17:28 McKinnon. Pass to screen, far corner, Makar and Drouin with the assists. It's 2-0 for Colorado. Avs press for another with 18.2 seconds left. They go back to the power play. So they're up 2-0 after 2. They got a power play rolling into the third. Natchez has a chance that's held. Flyers finish the kill. Philly presses at 3 minutes. The shots are 3-2 for the Avs at 4.5 minutes. The Flyers press at 5.5 minutes. Not much room for either team in the third period, which is fine for Colorado. It's not fine for Philadelphia, who are down by 2. Cates has a wraparound. There's a near miss there. The Avs press with 8 minutes left. Manson fires one wide. It's all Avs at that point. With 5:21 left, the Flyers go to the power play. They end up pulling the goaltender to make it a 6-on-4. That power play's killed off. The Flyers press after it's done. They get more pressure in the final minute. But this is 3 games in a row where Philadelphia has not recorded a goal. 2-0 win for the Avalanche. They're 31-21-2. Philadelphia 23-25-6 on the season. The tank is on. Shots on net, 10-6 Philly in the first, 18-7 Colorado in the second, 8-7 Colorado in the third. Final shots 32-24 for the Avalanche. Power plays Philadelphia 0 for 1, Colorado 1 for 2. The hits 22-15 for Philadelphia. Ersson 30 saves on 32 shots. Blackwood saved all 24 saves, 24 for the shutout. And there's the chess magnet, because it's a 3-goal game, and or 3 goals or less game, right? 2-0 win, and the Tony the Tiger magnet because shutout. All right, moving along. Montreal and Anaheim. So it's Montembeault versus Dostal. The Habs press at 1.5. Things get pushy on a hole by Montembeault. Caulfield's denied on a rush. Hudson has a chance that deflects wide. Shots are 3-1 Montreal at 7 minutes. Very strong start for Montreal in this one. Fabry's denied on a rush. Good forechecking by the Habs. We get a power play for Anaheim. That leads to a Montreal goal. Armia roofs one on a rush shorthanded. Evans with the assist at 10:34. It's 1-0 Montreal. The Habs then finish the kill, which is important. Then they get a power play of their own, and they score on it. Dvorak at 14:57 from Matheson and Newhook. He just buries a rebound at the net, making it 2-0 for Montreal. We had a fight between Jackeye and Johnston. Pretty good tilt there. The Habs go back to the power play. That's killed off, but they're up 2-0 after the first. Second period, we get a power play from Montreal. That's killed off. Puck's cleared out after. Ducks press at 5.5 minutes. We have a power play for Anaheim. That's killed off. Shots are 5-3, though, for Anaheim at 9.5 minutes. Much better start to the second period than they had in the first. The teams trade rushes. The Habs press with 7 minutes left, but at 13:37, McTavish gets Anaheim on the board from Killorn and Carlson, and then at 14:17, so 40 seconds later on a rush, Vetrano buries one from the slot to tie the game. Strome and Zegras with the assists. We have a 2-2 tie. We get a power play for the Habs. There's a shorthanded chance for Killorn that's blocked. That power play's killed off. Leeson has a net drive chance, near miss there, and then Doc takes a penalty at the horn. So we go to the third period with the score tied at 2. The Habs kill off that penalty. I think Doc got benched in the third too. There's a lone shot for the Ducks at 3.5 minutes. Did Laine get benched as well? There was some benching going on. So a net feed to Gauthier gets blocked. The Ducks press at 5 minutes. Shots are 4-1 Anaheim at 6 minutes. Good forechecking by Anaheim. The Habs press at the half, but at 11 minutes and 11 seconds, Killorn puts one posted in past a screen. Leo Carlson with the assist, so he had a couple of assists today, and suddenly it's 3-2 for Anaheim, who are down 2-0 after the first. Ducks press with 7 minutes left. Armia has a wrist shot that's held with 2:07 left. Montreal calls a timeout. They also pull the goaltender. With 4 seconds left, Anaheim gets a power play. So that rounds out the game. Final score is 3-2 in favor of Anaheim. They go to 22-24-6 with the win. Montreal continues the nosedive they've been in. 24-23-5 with the loss. Shots on net, 10-5 Montreal in the first, 11-6 Anaheim in the second, 7-6 in favor of Montreal in the third. Final shots, 23-22 for the Canadiens. Power plays, 1 for 4 for Montreal, 0 for 4 for Anaheim. Hits, 23-11 for Anaheim. Montembeault saves 19 out of 22. Dostal saves 21 out of 23. All right, next up. The Islanders and Florida. So the Islanders committed this one on a bit of a heater, but Florida at home is tough, right? So it's Skarek versus Knight. They had a nice ceremony for Kulikov's 1,000th game, which was a couple of games back. And at 39 seconds, they celebrated with Verhaeghe roofing one from in close. Barkov and Reinhart with the assists. It's 1-0 Florida already. The Islanders look to respond, but the shots are 3-0 Florida at 3.5 minutes. Islanders press at 4.5 minutes. They don't get to the net. Nosek has a slot shot that's blocked. Barkov's denied. The Islanders clear. Shots are 7-0 Florida with 9.5 minutes left. Panthers press with 8.5 minutes left, but at 12:52, on a turnover, Verhaeghe buries a rebound. Forsling with the assist. It is 2-0 in favor of Florida. Panthers press with 5 minutes left. We get a power play for the Islanders. That's killed off. The Islanders press in the final minute, but it stays 2-0 for Florida after 1. Second period. Bennett with a near miss on a turnover. The Panthers press at 2 minutes, and at 3 minutes and 10 seconds on their first shot, The Islanders get on the board, first shot of the second period, of course. It's McLean from D'Angelo and Chalowski. So that cobbled together blue line chips in with a couple of assists. The Islanders then press to tie it. Shots are 4-2 New York at 6 minutes. We get a power play for the Islanders, and they score on it at exactly the halfway mark of the period. It's Pajot from Cizikas and Chalowski. In fact, the shots are 13-4 for the Islanders with 8 minutes left. We then get a power play for Florida. That's killed off. And then at 14:51, Gatcombe tips one in close. He gets another goal. The assist to Pelech and Siplikov. Barkov then fires one wide on a rush, I should say. And then Florida would tie it. At 17:52, Rodriguez buries a rebound in close. Lindell and Lusterinen with the assists. And then in 19:09, those last-minute goals. Reinhart scores on a rush. Forsling and Barkov with the assists. It's 4-3 for Florida after 2. Third period, the Islanders press at 1.5 minutes. The shots are 1 apiece at 3 minutes. The Islanders press at 4 minutes. They get some more pressure at 7 minutes. They tried. They did. The Islanders gave it an honest effort. We get 2 minutes of 4-on-4. Lindell fires one wide on a rush. We then get a power play for the Panthers, and they score on it. It's a tic-tac-toe play for the hat trick for Verhaeghe. He scores that one at 10:41 from Tkachuk and Barkov. It's a 5-3 lead. With 4:54 left, the Islanders get a power play. They do make it a 6-on-4. That's killed off. And then Florida hits the empty net. It's Tkachuk from Ekblad and Verhaeghe at 18:21. It is a 6-3 final in favor of Florida. They go to 32-19-3 with the win. With the loss, the Islanders 24-21-7. The winning streak's done. Now they got to start a new one. Shots on net, 14-5 Florida in the first, 16-12 for the Islanders in the second, 12-7 Islanders in the third. Both teams had 33 shots in this game. Power plays, 1 for 3 for the Islanders, 1 for 2 for Florida. The hits, 28-12 for Florida. Skarek, 27 saves on 32 shots. Knight, 31 saves on 34 shots. All right. Last game on this board, Vegas and the New York Rangers. So this is kind of fun. Hill versus Quick. Panarin has a rush chance that's held. The shots are 2-0 New York at 3.5 minutes. Remember, Jonathan Quick was on 399 wins coming into tonight. Howden can't bury one in close. Vegas presses at 7 minutes. Eichel's denied on a face-off win. The shots are 9-3 for Vegas at 8.5 minutes. So tough start to this game for the Rangers. Rangers press at the half. We get 2 minutes of 4-on-4. Vegas presses with 5 minutes left. With 1:24 left, Vegas goes to the power play. A net feed to Dorofeev. There's a near miss there. Then Theodore hits crossbar, and then the Vegas Golden Knights score. Eichel wires one from the slot. Stone and Dorofeev with the assists at 19:39. It's 1-0 Vegas after 1. But early in the second at 1:18, Lafreniere scores. That one from Fox and Smith to tie the game up. Rangers then look for the lead. Things get pushed in a hold by Hill. Lavoie has a rush chance that's held. Shots are 5 apiece at 4.5 minutes. The Rangers press at 5.5 minutes. Saad had a 2-on-1 chance that was held. I thought Saad played well for Vegas today. And then at 9:16, Eichel wires one past a screen on the rush. Kolasar and Theodore with the assists. Vegas is up 2-1. Then it's crossbar and out for Panarin as the Rangers are looking to respond. Kreider fires one wide on a 2-on-1. The shots are 10 apiece with 5 minutes left, so pretty wide open hockey out there. Vegas presses with 4.5 minutes left. Haig fires one wide from the slot. It's 2-1 for Vegas after 2. In the third period, the teams trade turnovers. Lavoie has a shot that's kicked aside. We get a power play for New York, and they score on it. It is Zibanejad from JT Miller and Panarin at 5:04. So that ties the game up at 2. The Rangers press at 8.5 minutes. Hurdle has a rush chance that's held. The Rangers press with 9 minutes left. And at 11:33, Keandre Miller scores from Zibanejad and Panarin. So suddenly Zibanejad's on the board with, that's 2 helpers in the game to that point. We then had a fight between Haig and Cooley. 2:47 left. The Rangers go back to the power play. And at 18:19, Panarin wires one from a sharp angle. Zibanejad and JT Miller with the assists. So Mika Zibanejad with 3 helpers in this game. The Rangers win 4-2. They go to 25-23-4 with a much-needed victory. Vegas continues to struggle against the East. They have a losing record against the East, 31-16-6, and Jonathan Quick now has his 400th win. I was starting to wonder if he was ever going to get it. So kudos to him for that. Shots on net, 14-7 Vegas in the first, 15-9 Vegas in the second, and then it was 12-7 Rangers in the third. Final shots, 36-28 for Vegas. Power plays, Vegas scored on their only power play. The Rangers scored on both of their power plays. The hits, 38-22 for the Rangers. Aiden Hill, 24 saves on 28 shots. Quick, 34 saves on 36 shots in win number 400. Let's go to board number 2. All right, so Columbus and Dallas. Merzlikins versus DeSmith in this one. Dallas wearing their black and bright green jerseys. I refer to those as the Rave jerseys. There's a power play for Dallas. Harley has a net drive chance that's held. That power play's killed off. Really strong start for Dallas. They were leading in shots 5-0, 4.5 minutes in. Steele has a shot that's blocked as the Stars press. Stankoven's denied on a net drive. And then at 6:43, it's a tic-tac-toe play. It goes in off DeSmith's pad. Sillinger opens the scoring for Columbus. Kent Johnson and Van Riemsdyk with the assists there. Columbus presses at 8 minutes. Van Riemsdyk has a rush chance that's saved. We get a power play for Columbus. That's killed off. The Stars press with 7 minutes left, and eventually they score. Marchment, who looked fantastic in his return at 13:36. Bischel and Bork with the assists, so 1-1 tie. Columbus presses are kept to the outside with 1:10 left. Dallas gets a power play, so it stays 1-1 after the first. To start the second period, Columbus finishes the kill. The Stars press at 2.5 minutes. The shots are 4-1 Dallas at 4 minutes. A net feed to Hintz gets blocked, and then at 4:58, Fantilli puts one in off Lindell's skate. Voronkov and Marchenko with the assists. It's 2-1 for Columbus. But at 6:03, and Columbus wanted a call here. They felt there should have been a penalty called. Stankoven scores from Granlund on a turnover. And again, Columbus wanted a call. That's Granlund's first point as a member of the Dallas Stars. I thought CC looked good too. Teams trade turnovers. Voronkov has a net drive chance that's held. Columbus presses with 8.5 minutes left. At 12:02, Provorov goes crossbar and in to restore the lead for Columbus. Putia and Danforth with the assists. The Stars press to respond. We get a power play for Dallas, and they score on it at 15:49. Johnston tips one in from the doorstep. Harley and Robertson with the assists. It's 3-3 after 2. So Columbus with the lead 3 times. Dallas ties 3 times. We go to the third. Early press by Columbus. The shots are 3-0 in favor of the Blue Jackets 4 minutes in. The Stars have a 3-on-2. That's broken up. We get a power play for Columbus. That's killed off. Stars press at 9 minutes. Kent Johnson has a wrister that's blocked as Columbus presses. And then at 11:22, Dodonov tips a point shot into the net. Harley and Lyubushkin with the assists. So they verified that it wasn't a high stick that Dodonov used to tip that in. Goal counts. 4-3 Dallas, their first lead of the game. Stars press with 6 minutes left, and then at 15:47, Dodonov with the second goal of the period. He puts it in on a wraparound. Johnston and Ben with the assists makes it 5-3. With 2:37 left, Columbus gets a power play. Dallas kills it off, and they win this game 5-3. They go to 34-17-1 with the win. With the loss, Columbus 26-20-7. Shots on net, 10-7 Dallas in the first, 17-9 Dallas in the second, 14-12 Columbus in the third. Final shots, 39-30 for Dallas. Power plays, Columbus 0 for 3, Dallas 1 for 3. The hits, 31-21 for Columbus. Merzlikins, 34 saves on 39 shots. To Smith, 27 saves on 30 shots. All right. St. Louis in against Utah. So it's Binnington versus Ingram in this one. Early jump for the Blues. The shots are 3-2 in favor of the visitors, 4 minutes in. Kerfoot's denied and close. Utah with some pressure at 6.5 minutes. There's an offensive zone penalty by Kirkoni that brings that to an end, but Utah kills that penalty off. Parayko fires one wide on a rush. The Blues press with 9.5 minutes left. We had a pretty good tilt between Tucker and McBain. Magic ticket, but anyways. Shoulder save on a rush by Joseph. The shots are 11-6 for the Blues with 5 minutes left. Texier has a rush chance that's caught and held, and then Texier scores a one-timer top shelf. Foxa and Toropchenko with the assists at 17:41 to make it 1-0 for St. Louis. But with 1 minute left, Utah gets the power play. So it's 1-0 St. Louis after the first. Utah with that power play rolling over to the second period. The Blues do finish the kill. We then get 2 minutes of 4-on-4. The shots are 4-0 Utah at 5 minutes. Utah presses at 6 minutes. The Blues press at 7.5 minutes. Joseph has a rush chance that's held. We get a power play for St. Louis. There's a shorthanded rush chance by Hayden that's saved. That power play is killed off. Blues press with 5.5 minutes left. They get more pressure in the final minute. It's 1-0 St. Louis after 2. Third period, the Blues press at 1.5 minutes. Utah presses, kept to the outside until at 3 minutes and 27 seconds on a face-off win. Kesselring puts one past a screen to tie the game at 1. Bjugstad and Stenlund with the assists. So there you go. Carconi then has a net drive that's saved. The shots are 4-2 Utah at 5 minutes. Kyrie's denied from the doorstep. The Blues get some pressure, and at 7:13 on a pass from behind the net, Kyrou restores the lead for St. Louis. Thomas and Buchnevich with the assists, so it's 2-1. We then get a power play for Utah. That's killed off. Utah would go right back to the power play. That's killed off as well. Then there's a press by Utah with 5.5 minutes left. With 1:36 left, they call a timeout. With 1:10 left, Utah pulls the goaltender. There was an empty net miss by Neighbors, but in the end, that was okay because St. Louis holds on and they win this one 2-1. So there's a chess magnet at the top of this board because chess match, 3 goals or less. The St. Louis Blues go to 24, 25, and 4. They needed this win. With the loss, Utah 21, 22, and 9 on the season. Shots on net, 15-6 St. Louis in the first, 9-7 Utah in the second, 10-6 Utah in the third. Final shots, 28-25 for St. Louis. Power plays, the Blues 0 for 2, Utah 0 for 3. The hits, 23-12 for St. Louis. Binnington saves 24 out of 25. Ingram saves 26 out of 28. All right, next up. Detroit and Vancouver, and I'm just going to say this straight up: the new players in Vancouver, they all fit in pretty well. They all had pretty good games, and I'm kind of stoked to see what the Canucks can do from here. I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs or not, but kind of fun to see new guys in the lineup. In fact, I'm very happy that we've seen trades before the trade deadline, so we can see guys in the lineup that we haven't seen before. I love that kind of thing. So, Lyon versus Lankinen, no Quinn Hughes tonight for Vancouver, which is key because they still had a pretty good game, even though Quinn Hughes wasn't there, because now they have depth on the blue line. So there's an early press by Detroit. Besser has a rush chance that's held. Shots are 2-1 Canucks at 4 minutes. And at 4:19, Pius Suter scores against his former team from D. Petey. So Elias Pettersson, which is the defenseman Pettersson, that's his first NHL point, and Sherwood with the assist as well. So at 4:19, it becomes 1-0 Vancouver. Canucks look for another, but at 6:05, DeBrincat scores from Kopp. It's a slot shot on the rush. Detroit's very dangerous in transition. Canucks press at 8 minutes. Shots are 7-5 Vancouver with 7 minutes left. The Wings press with 5 minutes left. Canucks then get some pressure with 2.5 minutes left. With 1:32 left, Detroit gets a power play. Little did we know that was going to be the only power play of the game. So we go into the second period. The Canucks do finish the kill. The only shot on net 3.5 minutes in belongs to Detroit. The Wings press at 5.5 minutes, and at 5:54, Sherratt buries one past Lankinen. Berggren and Soderblom with the assists. That makes it 2-1 in favor of Detroit. Canucks press at 7.5 minutes. The teams trade rushes. Heedle's denied the Canucks press, and I really liked Heedle's game tonight. There's a press by the Canucks with 5 minutes left. Besser with a near miss from the slot. Kane then has a net drive chance that's held. It's 2-1 Detroit after 2. Third period. Besser to Pettersson, near miss there. Canucks press at 3 minutes. Hronek has a screenshot that saved. Marcus Pettersson then had a one-timer that was saved. I thought he fit in just fine. Yes, all the Petterssons get a little bit confusing, but it's fun. And I haven't had much fun watching Canucks games this year, so finally some fun. Refs seem to have put the whistles away. There were numerous calls that could have been made the rest of this game. Really, there were. And I'm not going to say whether all Detroit or all Vancouver. There was definitely some calls that could have been made, especially in that third period. Shots are 4-1 Vancouver at 7.5 minutes. So Elias Pettersson, the defenseman Pettersson, has a one-timer that's kicked aside. And then at 10:46 on a net drive, Heedle wires one in his debut with the Canucks. He was interviewed after the game. He's excited to be in Vancouver, and good. Sounds good. So that makes it a 2-2 tie. Initially, Garland got an assist. They took that assist away from Garland. Hopefully that goes back. Besser's then denied and close on a rush. Larkin has a net feed that's blocked. We're going to overtime, tied at 2. The Canucks controlled early. Larkin's denied on a 3-on-1 rush. The Wings cycle. They rag the puck. And then Pettersson fires one wide on a rush. That is Elias Pettersson, the forward. Shoulder save on Garland, and then at 4:18, DeBrincat scores from Raymond and Siders. So Detroit sweeps the Western Canadian portion of their trip. They go to 27, 21, and 5 with a 3-2 win. Vancouver 23, 18, and 11. It's another overtime loss point. That it feels different. It feels like, this team's actually playing well, and after the game talk, it was even seemingly happy. So, shots on net, 10-6 Vancouver in the first, 9-7 Vancouver in the second, 7-2 Vancouver in the third. In the overtime, Detroit outshoots them 3-1, including the shots that matter, or the shot that matters. Final shots, 27-18 for Vancouver. Power plays, Detroit had the only power play. They did not score on it. The hits, 24-15 Vancouver. Lyon, 25 saves on 27 shots. Lankinen, 15 saves on 18 shots for Kevin Lankinen. All right, last game of the night is Calgary in Seattle. So Calgary in the second half of a back-to-back. They've struggled with those this year. How did it turn out? Well, Sviladar at one end, Decord at the other. The Flames draw a power play. Kadri has a one-timer that's held. Sharon Govich is denied during that as well. And that power play is killed off. The Flames press after it's done. Shots are 7-2 for Calgary at 5 minutes. The teams trade turnovers. Then there's a near miss for Shane Wright on a turnover after that. Flames press at 9 minutes. There's a near miss for Morgan Frost, who's looked good in Vancouver, in a Calgary jersey. I thought Farabee had a good night too. Kraken score, but there's a goalie interference challenge during a power play that they had drawn, and yeah, no goal. Crowd didn't agree with that. And then the Flames kill off that power play, making it worse. And then Frost gets his first as a Flame from Sharangovich and Pospisil at 14:03. Everything gets punchy with 4:42 left. The Flames come out of that with a power play, and they score in it. Sharangovich from Backlund and Anderson at 16:43. It went through to court. Initially, I thought it was one of those oof moments where he should have had it. However, the replay showed that he kind of got the stick knocked around a little bit just so that puck went through. So on that play, remember the Flames are already on a power play. I'm gonna have to carry the one. So the Flames are drawing another penalty, meaning they'll go right back to the power play. But this goal is challenged for goalie interference. Now, by my count, if the goal had come off the board, it still would have been 5-on-3. So not for a full 2 minutes, but it still would have been 5-on-3. The goal counts, and I thought that was close. I thought that could have gone either way. So not only do the Flames go back to the power play, but because the challenge failed, it's a 5-on-3 for the full 2 minutes. That's too long. Huberdeau roofs one from the side of the net for his 20th of the season. The assist to Kadri and Uyghur at 17:56. The Kraken kill the 5-on-4, but the damage is done. It's 3-0 Calgary after one. Second period, there's a full power play for Seattle to start. That's killed off. No shots on net for Seattle on their power play. The shots are 3-1 Calgary at 5 minutes. Montour as a one-timer, that's held. The fans call when the referee does not. Shots are 8-3 for Calgary at the half. Things get pushy behind the Calgary Flames net. And then at 14:31 on a 2-on-1 rush, Capo Caco scores. He buries it from Schwartz and Mahura. So suddenly, Seattle's on the board. Kraken press for another. Then there's too many men on the ice for the Kraken with 1 minute and 31 seconds left. So the Flames go to the power play. That rolls over to the third period with Calgary ahead 3-1. In the third period, the Kraken finish the kill. The Flames press at 1.5 minutes. Bean has a screenshot that's held. Shots are 3-0 Calgary at 3 minutes. Good road period until at 5:41, Tanev on a face-off win buries it. McCann and Wright with the assists. Now the Flames weren't happy because they felt like there was an icing call that led to that face-off that shouldn't have been made. So now neither coach is happy. Coleman's denied and close on the next shift. Then there's a delay of game call. That gives Seattle a power play. There was a shorthanded breakaway for Sharangovich that ends the kill. He doesn't hit the net, but it still helps to ends up finishing the kill. The Kraken press with 9 minutes left. The shots are 6-5 Seattle with 6.5 minutes left. The Flames were on their heels for about 4 minutes there. It looked like a Seattle power play. But then Calgary presses with 3 minutes left, and with 16.2 seconds left, the Flames end up getting a power play on a high stick. So that ends up ending the game. Your final score is 3-2 for Calgary. They go to 26-19-7 with the win. With the loss, Seattle 23-28-3. It has been a rough year for Seattle. Shots on net, 18-8 Calgary in the first, 12-11 Seattle in the second, 11-6 Seattle in the third. The final shots, 35-31 for Calgary. Power plays, the Flames 2 for 5, Seattle 0 for 3. The hits, 24-18 for Seattle. Vladar saves 29 out of 31. He had a very good night. Decord did as well. 32 saves on 35 shots. Just not able to get the victory. So there you go. So I hope everybody's doing well. I love all of you. I do. I think you guys are great. Thank you so much for watching all my videos. And I hope that all the cross-border stuff just ends up being a non-issue soon, because silliness. All right. Thank you guys so much for all your support as always. It's greatly appreciated. Do not forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. This is the last video I'm going to be doing from this set, probably until I leave on vacation, because it's supposed to be very cold. Already today, I'm having a hard time keeping the temperature above 16 degrees in here, which is low. And then you got to factor in the amount of energy that we're spending in this room to try to keep it warm, because there's no heat source in here, and there's no actual, insulation in the walls in this room. So I will be in a different room tomorrow, so just don't freak out. All right, thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.